At this point in the game, there's no use trying to hide anything anymore. Today, Lulina's situation got extremely complicated. The rapporteur of the National Institute of Social Security Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry gave him a hard time. It was up to Lula and his followers to try to put Flávio Bolsonaro in. I mentioned it here yesterday because the aunt of the cousin, of the mother, of the neighbor, of some acquaintance works at an office that once provided. That does something that makes no sense at all. But there's no way they can get Lulina off the hook. There's no way they can get Andre out of this. They're running out of options. Out of options, Andre will have to summon the federal police to do their job. Come on, seriously. For much less, innocent people are in jail. I'll show here what Alfredo Gaspar did. Look, they're letting us dream. Hit the like button, come be part of our family. Subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, my friends. Before we start, I want you to take a look at this image here. Do you see it? It's me in a Adrales. Look at how big my face was. Look at the size. This other video here that I made for TikTok, I made it about 5 or 6 months ago. Look at my double chin. Look at the size of my face. Look how swollen I was. 20 kilos heavier, 20 kilos heavier. Now, I want you to take a look at this other image here. You see it, guys. Slim Faber, this product that I advertise here on the channel, here on our channel, it's official, okay? It's official. It's the place with the biggest discount because I have a partnership directly with the owner of Slim Faber. Because it was through this little product here that I managed to lose 20 kilos. 20 kilos. I was 105 kilos today, I'm 85, thanks to Slim Faber. So, if you feel like going on a diet, we know, end of the year, beginning of the year, and all that. To stay in shape, I use Slim Faber, which is a little powder. You put it in water, stir it, and it gives you that feeling of fullness, you know? And you'll be able to lose inches. If I can do it, why can't you do it too, right? It's a great product to fight obesity, to help us lose weight and look good. It's an excellent opportunity. All the results are here, all the results right here. A few months ago, 20 kilos. I'm living proof that I managed to lose weight. I made a direct deal with Slim's supplier. You won't be able to buy at our price anywhere else. Here is the best deal on the entire internet. So the link is right here, just below. Don't miss out. Let's lose weight, get fit, and look great. Your quality of life will improve. The link is just below. Look what Claudio Humberto brought. The National Institute of Social Security Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry deepens the investigation and votes to break Lulina's confidentiality. Obviously, the Partido dos Trabalhadores supporter tried to defend this big union boss, the elephant poop cleaner, in every way. As soon as the legislative year reopened, the Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry, which is pure National Institute of Social Security thievery, received more than 40 requests. In the first few minutes of operation, no less than 12 signed by the rapporteur, Alfredo Gaspar. Like requesting the lifting of bank secrecy for Lulina, son of Inácio, connection with Careca, and also with the blonde from the National Institute of Social Security, right? Luke Singer, there. Lulina officially comes under the Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry, as scrutiny after the left-wing bloc mobilized to prevent the summons. Look at Alfredo Gaspar here. Let's see. This guy is doing an amazing job. He deserves all the votes in the world, in his state.
Here comes the Supreme Court with Andre Mendonça, and here is the decision from all of them, those who were shielded. Speaking here just about Roberta, the investigated Roberta Luxig is identified by the police. Look,
Keep watching.
as a member linked to the political core of the criminal organization led by Antonio Carlos Camilo Antunes. Her role is essential for hiding assets, moving funds, and managing bank accounts and business structures used as tools for money laundering. B Capital. Here it only talks about Roberta, that Roberta and her father received an amount at their company, which is under suspicion. There is no proof that this company received money from Careca do National Institute of Social Security for services not rendered. It was just lobbying, trickery and fiction.
Lobbying, trickery, and fiction. Then he said more here. Look, the Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry Rapporteur exposed the federal police investigation, which mentions Lulinha as the hidden partner of Careca, the little bald guy from National Institute of Social Security. But what happens? What was I going to show you? The left started talking about Flavio and Flavio, because Flavio is already leading the polls. What about me? What we do when comparing to the last election is that the media didn't even mention this possibility. Now, they're releasing these polls showing Flavio ahead, and the election period hasn't even started yet. Lula doesn't have any more room to grow, because those neutral people he got support from in the last campaign won't support him this time. So, Flavio is already way ahead, looking great. The cable news network journalist here tried to bring up Flavio, but what does Flavio have to do with the National Institute of Social Security seriously? They need a smokescreen because now everything has completely fallen apart. Look how Alfredo Gaspar really put the journalist in her place. Oh, Congressman.
We're going to do another round of questions here in this interview. It was...
Lighten up, that's it.
So let's move forward.
Look.
We said you defend, you yourself. You requested the summons of Lulinha, President Lula's son, to the National Institute of Social Security Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry, and we know there's already some difficulty for this summons, this invitation to be approved. On the other hand, the government supporters requested the summons, the lifting of confidentiality, and so on, of Flávio Bolsonaro. So we see something like this.
Lula's son has concrete evidence to be investigated. Even to be arrested for all that's coming out. To be arrested. But then they go to the media, talk about Flavio, but it has nothing to do with Flavio. He's gonna talk here.
An attempt at fairness?
She admits she's trying to balance things. Since there's content about Lula, there will be about Bolsonaro too.
I want your opinion.
He even choked.
That everything should be investigated. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be afraid. Flávio Bolsonaro should be summoned.
Look, Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry.
It has to be a serious investigation. Mr. Fabio Luiz Lulinha was summoned because money is directed to him, messages and witnesses. That's why I support the summons of Mr. Fabio Luiz, and it's not the first time his name appears in investigations from various angles. Mr. Flávio Bolsonaro, up to this moment, does not have a single witness. There is not a single fact that links him to these misappropriations. If there is any connection based on facts, I support the summons, but putting his name forward just as a smokescreen. Based on the evidence that comes up. When it comes to the president's son, that's what I don't think is right.
She said, no, if you call Lula's son, you must call Flavio too. But Flavio isn't involved. Nene, why are you doing this? It doesn't look good. And Alfredo Gaspar nailed it. And the president of the Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry, the senator from Minas Gerais, also spoke here.
Let's look at the money movement here, and that's why we need to dig deeper. Either to prove definitively.
The Partido dos Trabalhadores also requested a summons for clarification because someone linked to Flavio has a relative connected to the bald guy from National Institute of Social Security. Congressman, what's the situation with these two cases?
What do you see regarding Flávio Luiz? Since the beginning of the Parliamentary Commission of Inquiry's work, there have already been reports of his relationship with the bald guy from National Institute of Social Security.
As the investigations progressed, this went further. There was a witness talking about receiving funds in the order of millions of reais.
Is there a way forward for this? Let's be serious now. The woman they're talking about, she has a relative who has nothing to do with Flavio. They want Flavio to break now, Lulinha. Not an allowance, Fulcio, what Careca's right-hand man said. We gave Lulinha 300,000, but he got 25 million. No one knows if that's in reais, dollars, or another currency. Everything is falling apart. And then Globo is pointing. Globo is pointing. Look at why. They're desperate. Funeral atmosphere at Globo. When they announced that Flávio was already leading ahead of.
This poll is showing that Flávio is managing to gain acceptance beyond Bolsonarism, since Bolsonarism has a value of 15%. He managed to attract a larger audience. That means if he is the candidate who goes to the second round against Lula, because everything is shaping up for the second round. Looking at it as of now, something that will happen in 10 months. What we can see is that Flávio brings in a lot of votes. And these are exactly votes from voters who reject Lula. So from this consolidation of Flávio, we can see that Lula has himself as his main opponent in this election. Within the government, there are those who recognize that there is some fatigue. Lula is already in his third term. He has been president twice before, so there is fatigue. And this is one of the battles that those working on Lula's re-election will have to try to overcome. Besides that, there is also the rejection of the Workers' Party and of Lula himself. It's over.
It's over, yeah. He gave up here. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah. It's over. 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 So that's why those guys are desperate. Let's work properly. Let's do our part. Let's deal with people who think differently from us. It's not by attacking, it's not by offending, it's not like that. We express ourselves. You're going to approach someone who thinks differently from you, and you're going to tell them the truth. Do you think that those who vote no? For example, let's take an example that we see many good influencers do. Do you think that the guy who doesn't believe in God votes for Lula or votes for Bolsonaro? That's a fact. He votes for Lula. The person who, for example, steals, does all kinds of terrible things, kills, commits crimes, votes for Bolsonaro, votes for Flávio Bolsonaro, or votes for Lula. Come on, guys. The guy got more than 90% of the votes in prisons across the country. More than 90% of inmates voted for Lula, overwhelmingly for Lula. The guy who, for example, doesn't have in his base is our common savior, guide of our lives. Will you vote for Lula or Bolsonaro or Lula? And we calmly explain this to people, and they start to understand we are going to win. This time, they're saying, thank God all of this happened. They're going to try all kinds of dirty tricks, but not even the press is covering for them anymore. Only Daniela Lima is left, you know? That's the fact, okay. And it's getting clearer every day. So, hit the like button, come join our family, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. It's beautiful to see, okay? We'll return soon with more news on the Paese Filos channel, Fabiano Gigay.